y'all. Welcome to my little corner of the world over here on the Facebooks. And this one, it worked easier earlier in the night, and when I tried to do my testing and go live over on the YouTubes, I had the problems. It just kept giving me the spinny wheel of connecting, or whatever it is. So we've had a change of plans for the evening, and I am over here. My brain just went blank on me. So yeah, we're so I'm adapting for the evening. I'm gonna kind of because of that, I've also had bit of a kind of a change of plans here at home. The husband stayed home from work this evening, so if there's any sudden movements or noises and stuff, that's why they're watching a movie out there. But I did want to come on here, and for those that were over here on the event page and stuff, I'm so sorry. A lot has happened since I first had set up this event, and I didn't get to fully finish some things out, and my middle son also ended up having a live as well, and maybe that might be why I'm having some connection issues over using the different app or something. I don't know. I'm an old lady, so I'm gonna go with the flow. I'm more comfortable over here anyway, so whatever. So what I'm gonna do is I am going to go ahead and do a pull for, ooh, my hands are like, yes, we're getting witchy with it. Oh, energy, right? Anyway, I'm getting the, the tinglies, the witchy tingles. Anyways, all right. I thought my kid was gonna come through that door. I heard him. Anyway, I'm gonna do a spin of the pool, to do a wheel for the. I swear I can word. I was much more chill before they came home. When I was at the sunset on the other live earlier, that nobody was here. They brought me food. They fed me at least. Anyways. Okay. So I'm going to breathe for a second. I'm going to do a spin. We'll see what we got. Do a bonus pull of, I've got all my little divination gems. Actually, hold on. I don't think I've added my new one in here. So I'm going to reach over here and grab. Okay, there we go. I was just making sure of the thing. Get it from this month's box over there, from my subscription box that I get from Kim, which if you haven't, oh, I need to tie that back up. But look, I wanted to have that hung up and I forgot. I was going to hang it up right here. But again, life do be lifing. Be like that sometimes. Okay. So I'm going to add the last of our whole gem collection. This is our Build As You Go project. Over there from the cleverest of Kims, which she also made the box and has a box over there. But anyway, and that was one of the things we got in our subscription kit ages ago. I just love the sparkles of it. Anyways, and the sound of it. I digress. So what those are is like each little gem. It's also kind of like, so if you saw my polls earlier this week, like I have my charms right here. That's the number 2. This is just my collection of charms and trinkets and things, from different sales or events. Let's just, ooh, what's in the magic? Oh no, baby, come back. Anyway, but it's got like different trinkets, things I've found, beads and stuff. Look, I got tiny spoons. What fell out? Hold on. We've lost the clone trooper head. Get in the bag. All right. But similar to that kind of concept, but with gems and different, with little stony gems and stuff. My dragon horde. Okay, focus. Okay, so we've got 1, 2, 3, and 4 on the wheel. And if you are a member of my Ko-fi page, you're one of my subscribers over there. I've got y'all on your list right here, and I'll be doing spins, 3 spins for each of the members of my Ko-fi page. And I'm gonna chill out, get a new candle lit, and like do that after this. I'm gonna do this reading for the collective, divination readings for the collective, and then a reading for the collective from my really, it's been around for a while, Fireflies, my copy of Fireflies, A Winter's Tale by Alice Hoffman. This used to be this was the book that I read to my boys each winter solstice for while they were growing up, and when they were little. Now they're all teenagers hosting their own live tournament events and things and doing stuff, and so which that's also, though, I love my middle son is the one, and that's kind of neat. He hosts community stuff and things like that. Actually tonight he's not hosting one, he's competing in a tournament, so good luck to him. All the good luck to him. He's competing for the monies tonight. So I don't mind if he gets all the Wi-Fi. Touche. All right. So first off, we've got Oracle deck for number 1. The Oracle deck I've been using this week. If you haven't seen over on my other socials, it's the Southern Gothic Oracle. It's a mockingbird on the front. If you know me, you know I'm big on my mockingbird buddies. I love them so much. And when I saw this deck at the last Pagan Unity Fest, one of our vendors there had a Sherlock's Apothecary. And I was just like, oh, I need it. And now I really, it's a trilogy. I can't wait. Why did I do that? Trilogy. I know what a trilogy is. Oh, hey, Katie. I see you. Anyway, so I got that one. I've got the charms. Also, okay, funny side note, since my sister is here, and she would get a Swifty deep cut, because I'm a Swifty witch. Alright, so there, you know, so on these cards, I knew these cards were like the cards, because the numerology on the cards was 5. And I got them, like, and if you know, those are like, of a certain people, the Swifty songs, the number 5s are like, and then on the latest one, it was Eldest Daughter, and then I was like, oh, it's me. So I was like, okay, well, I don't know why the creator, the author, chose that for their cards and stuff. If I ever get a chance to be at an event with them, I hope I am brave enough to ask them. Because I'm so curious. I love it so much. Because they do have numerology in their cards and stuff. So apparently this has turned into my review of Southern Gothic Oracle. I like them. I'm a fan. Okay, and then number 2 we've got is my trinket charms, like I just said. I just like hearing that. And then number 3 is my bone runes, which they've been very shy this week. I have not landed on them at all. Any of my spins, I've landed on a few of the other ones a couple times, but the bone runes are like, we're not coming out just yet. So we'll see if they come out tonight. I don't know. And then on number 4, the last option we have on my spinny wheel of doom, destiny, whatever, divination. I know, that's what I officially called it. It's clunky. I'm working on it. Which I do hope to have at my any events in the future at my booth and stuff, but I don't know, maybe in this format, but for funsies, I'm just having fun. Look, I'm an empty nester mom and I gotta entertain myself. But this deck is one of my OG favorite tarot decks. It's one of the first ones I really vibed with that wasn't, I don't know, that I could like work with like an everyday deck. I have another one I really love, but it's more like a special occasion one. But this one, like, I like to do like readings with people with, cause it's animals. It's the Spirit Song, Tarot, and, by Paulina Cassidy. Did I say? Hold on, I'm gonna go back to the Oracle just a second. But by Paulina Cassidy, love them so much. The artwork is it's aw. That was one of the Queen of Shells. I love that card. Anyways, okay. Real quick. Stacey Williams. There we go. That's the author of that one. Alright, spin the wheel, and then story time. And then I'm gonna lock in and do my readings for my, and like I said, if you're on one of the members on my Ko-fi page, I'll do the spins, get the readings done for you, I'll get them written out, and then type them up and get them sent off to you, over the, next, couple days. However long it takes me to type. But yeah, so keep an eye out in the emails that you have signed up for on there. I think I covered everything. Okay, all right. Are we ready to spin the wheel? Also, just Swifty, which side note, that's my, I love it so much. That's my, like, folklore, reputation, evermore. That transition, that set, that's my magnet inspired for that. Anyway. Alright, let's do the spin. I'll quit fucking around. Alright, what are we pulling for the... Okay. Note that the runes decided they still are not. Which my hands are like... Ah! But also... We get the... Okay, so let's see. What do you got for the collective? Oh... Dear Spirit Song Tarot. Also, I don't know if you can hear the music in the background because I have it really, really low, but it's just for my own anxiety. Hey, Mom. I know. See Mom pop up. Anyway. But it is, it's the public radio station, the classical radio station. Our local network, KRA, took it over. So that's just a side note to support your local public radio, public media, if you're not already a member. Which I know I'm kind of preaching to the choir here with my mom and my sister. Because Mama raised me right. She raised me on the NPRs and PBS. Okay, what do we got for the collective? Alright, hands, you can do this. Y'all can't see it. I am doing my classic. I like to do the good old bridge shuffle. I know some people are all like, but my cards, they bend. No, my grandma taught me right. So I'm gonna use it. That's the whole reason I do it. Plus, isn't that just, it's really satisfying. I like the sound of it. But yeah. Shout out to my grandma Pat. Teaching me to shuffle the cards. Because these are thick decks. It's seriously because she raised me on shuffling them double decks of hers. Alright, what do we got for the collective? One last shuffle. This is for the whole thing. My brain's all a tingling. We're just... That's the one. Hey! Look, we got the giraffe. Which, one, I think is kind of funny considering my mom and my sister here. And it's like, oh, we're at the zoo and Fossil Rim again. So, extra cute that came up. It's the 3 of Acorns in this deck. That's Foresight and Exploration. So also, you know, being called, you know, that my immediate thought was, you know, being reminded of all those times we went exploring all over our local wilds of Fossil Rim and stuff. It's also, alright, I'm gonna check for just to get grounded. Let's see what the author has to say as well. Because it has been a minute since I have worked with this deck. And, hell, I'm vamping at this point. Alright, what do we got? 3 of acorns. It's king, acorns, knight of acorns. 9, 7, foresight and exploration. Right, obviously, with the gift of higher perception, Giraffe can spot what lies over the horizon, which is literally what we're here for. Divination and higher perception. Touche, cards, touche. Giraffe can spot what lies over the horizon. The fundamental segment of adventure has been realized from her standpoint. Fresh opportunities are being revealed. The wheels have been set in motion. And momentum is building. Optimism will carry you a long way. Which I'm telling you, those drafts, they do have them vibes. Set your sights. Oh, and your potential for productivity is favorable. Set your sights on the path ahead. Thoughtfully consider where your life is headed. Carry your vision forward. Be open to new prospects. The giraffe be giraffing. And just in case for any reverse messages, any warnings, foresights to keep an eye out on, for the author here says, if a venture is not working out as planned, review the details and make adjustments before proceeding any further. Hi, hello, that's what I had to do this evening. And I'm glad I did, because I didn't throw anything and not come on live. At least I adapted. So that's the message our cards are reminding us of. Touche. And we're going to carry that with us this solstice as we head into this next season phase of the light cycle, now that the sun will be coming back just a little bit more each day, giving us a little bit more hope day by day. Just a little. All right, and then let's see, to pair with that, what goes with that? Ooh, oh, and the tree of life are as above, so below. Just remind us, once again, just reiterating that that's what we're carrying with us on this next door. I'm fine. I swear, I do a lot of talking. Alrighty. I hear we're between songs, so I guess that's my cue to shift to I'm gonna read the story and wrap it up in here, and then get going on which, if you didn't hear Mom earlier, I'll be sending you your email of your spinnies and pulls, which, since you're here right now, I'll go ahead and do. I'm gonna lock in and focus on those, and then write them all down, and stuff. So, and then for my members, gonna do you guys in a minute. Anyway, I really would like to. It would be nice to read this out by the fire, but the wind was really kicking tonight, and I could not get a fire up. But alas, maybe tomorrow night, we'll see. But like I said, this is Fireflies, A Winter's Tale. I'm gonna scoot on in. We're gonna cuddle up. All right, sit down, kids. Get comfortable. The nibblings are there. I don't know. I don't think they are. I believe they're out and about for the season. But we've got my adult kids here. Fireflies, A Winter's Tale, which I love so much, and if I cry, it's your fault. And I love this artwork. Illustrated by Wayne McLaughlin. And written by Alice Hoffman. Oh, I do love the way that artwork pops. I don't know if it's popping for y'all, but here on my camera, it's popping for me. I love the Fireflies so much. To Jake and Zach, with light and love. Alice Hoffman, thank you so much. All right. Once there was a village that was covered with snow from November until May. Because winter lasted so long, and because there's a wide, beautiful river at the edge of town, all the children were excellent ice skaters. Ooh, oh, that's so pretty. Even the babies were taught to skate as soon as they could walk. No one here minded snow or ice or frost that formed on every window. Sorry, my brain was immediately, snow never bothered me. Anyway, winter, after all, was followed by spring. On that they could always depend. Oh, it's so pretty. I'm already gonna cry. Every year on the 1st of May, the fireflies would return from the other side of the Yellow Mountain. They would appear all at once in a shining cloud that rose above the rooftops and the trees. Beneath the light of the fireflies, the snow on the meadows would vanish. Crocuses and violets would sprout in the grass. A festival was always held on this night to celebrate the end of winter. A band would play, and mothers and fathers would dance. All around the bandstand, the paper lanterns would glow with lights as fireflies clustered inside. I'm fine. I'm not crying, you are. But this year, something had gone wrong. It was already the middle of May, and fireflies hadn't returned. Chickens laid eggs that were encased in blocks of ice. Little lambs peered out of their barns and cried to see fields of snow. Laundry hanging out to dry on the line turned into icicles shaped like tablecloths and pajamas and socks. Oh, little ice cubes. See the frozen. The grown-ups wondered if they would ever again see their fields of hay and their gardens bursting with vegetables. Every day there was less food in the pantries, less hay in the barns. Only the children weren't upset by a world that was all snow and ice. Now they could skate as long as they wanted at the river. And that's exactly what they did. Except for Jackie Healy, who was the worst skater for miles around. It's so pretty. Jackie didn't glide across the ice like other children. He slipped and slopped, flipped and flopped. He crashed into neighbors and the trees. One winter he sprained his ankle just by trying to stop. I feel you, kid. People teased him that he was too clumsy to lace up his skates. They laughed when they saw him coming, tripping over his own big feet. Look, me, him, same. Jackie was a sweet boy, and his mother and father loved him. They didn't care if he ever learned to skate. They didn't mind if the dishes rattled every time he closed the door, or if every ball he threw shattered the window in the front hall. They knew he didn't mean to break the eggs he collected from the hen house or tear his new clothes as soon as he put them on. The important thing was that Jackie always tried his best. But Jackie felt that he had failed his parents and failed himself as well. Now, during the long winter when the fireflies didn't return, Jackie came up with the plan he hoped would change everything. Each night, after supper, he took his skates down to a part of the river that was hidden by reeds. Here, no one would see when he tripped over stones or slipped on the slick blue ice. For hours each night he skidded along the river. He worked so hard to improve his skating that he soon had blisters on all of his toes. He kept graham crackers in his pockets for extra energy. He wore 2 pairs of gloves to make certain his fingers wouldn't freeze. He skated for so many hours that rabbits who lived in the reeds grew to recognize him. The fish who swam beneath the ice no longer darted away. Yet, no matter how hard he practiced, Jackie could barely stand upright. One night, a gang of older boys hid in the reeds to watch him. They laughed and tossed rocks in his path. Even then, Jackie kept practicing. Or, at least he tried. His right foot tripped over his left foot, and before he could stop himself, Jackie was sprawled out in front of the biggest, meanest boy in town. I hate when that happens. Oh, that was me falling at the Christmas parade last weekend. You're pathetic, the boy told Jackie. I'll bet your own family doesn't want to admit you belong to them. Rude, how dare. Jackie had often wondered if his parents wished they had a different son. The sort of boy who could skate in the perfect circle and climb trees without falling, and pitch a ball without breaking a window. Maybe it would be better if he disappeared. Without saying a word, without thinking twice, Jackie ran off toward the Yellow Mountains where no one would find him. Aww. Say, poor Jackie. Those mean boys. Go on, the boys at the riverbank shouted after him. Good riddance, they called, sure that Jackie would soon head for home. But in the morning, Jackie Healy was nowhere to be found. His mother cried hundreds of tears when she saw his empty bed. Then she called to Jackie's father, who gathered together everyone in town. Aww. They all went to look for Jackie. They searched the barns and the schoolyard and along the riverbank. They looked all through the day and then all night as well. At last, a little girl found Jackie's skates, which she had thrown away at the foot of the mountains. Everyone knew this was not a good sign. They turned to look at the mountains. In the winter as cold as this one, who could survive in those woods? It was so cold the bears were still asleep in their dens, hugging themselves for warmth. So cold the owls froze to the trees. Oh, that's pretty cold. Jackie hadn't thought about the cold when he ran away. He had run so fast and so far by the time he had stopped crying and realized he wanted to go home, he was already lost. He tried his best to backtrack. He made his way through the brambles until at last he found a footprint. To his surprise, it was the same size as his own. As a matter of fact, it was his own. He'd been going around in circles and was just as far from home as ever. Jackie Healy might have frozen to the spot where he stood without any hope of ever leaving the Yellow Mountains if he'd been the sort of boy who could skate in perfect circles or climb a tree or pitch a ball without breaking any windows. I'm not crying, you are. Shush. But Jackie was still himself, and when he tried to lean against the tree, he missed it entirely. He fell to the ground, and to his surprise, he just kept falling. He had stumbled into a cave. Down he went, and down some more, until at last he crashed to a stop. Jackie was so exhausted and grateful for a place to rest, he didn't even wonder why the cave was so warm and soft. He slept the whole night through, and when he awoke, he discovered an orphan wolf pup had curled up right beside him. A boy who could skate in perfect circles would have jumped to his feet. That kind of boy would have climbed out of the cave and run away. But when Jackie tried to get up, the sleeve of his coat caught on a rock. When he tried to climb, he fell backwards. I'm done for, Jackie thought, as the wolf came to sit on his chest. No. Jackie closed his eyes and waited for something awful to happen. But the wolf only licked his face, then nosed his pockets for crumbs. Jackie stood up, reached deep in his pockets, and pulled out a graham cracker. The pup was so hungry it gobbled up every bit. From then on, the wolf refused to leave Jackie's side. After bounding out of the cave with one leap, the pup waited politely while Jackie pulled himself up. Once back on open ground, Jackie patted the wolf and said goodbye. Jackie patted the wolf and said goodbye, then started on his way. But when Jackie stopped, confused about which way was east and which way was west, there was the wolf right beside him. "Stay," Jackie commanded. Keep wanting to ask all the questions I'd ask the kids, like, "You think he's gonna stay?" But of course, the wolf wouldn't listen. It trailed along until Jackie gave in, but that didn't take long. The truth was, Jackie liked the company. "You like my shadow," Jackie said, and that was what he decided to call the pup. Together, Jackie and Shadow made their way through the Yellow Mountains. Jackie tried not to think about the cold. He tried not to think about how hungry he felt or how scared he was of the dark. The next evening, just as the sky was turning purple, Shadow tilted his head. The wolf jumped in front of Jackie. His fur stood on end. Something was moving in the bushes. Something that growled and broke every branch with every step. Out came a bear that had been sleeping all winter long. Hunger had woken the bear, and now it was so starved it licked its lips at the sight of anything that might be dinner. Which, at that moment, it happened to be Jackie and Shadow. Shadow howled, but what could a small wolf do? It was up to Jackie to defend them, so he reached down and grabbed a rock. "Don't come any closer," he told the bear. The bear growled and took another step. If Jackie had been the sort of boy who could pitch a ball without breaking windows, he would have hit his mark when he threw the rock. But Jackie was still himself, and his aim was so wild he missed the bear completely. Instead, the rock struck a pine tree where bees had stored the best of the last season's honey. The thump shook the tree, and every bit of honey spilled out. If a bear could smile, then this one did. There were gallons of honey, so much that after the bear had eaten its fill, Jackie and Shadow had plenty for their dinner as well. That night, the boy and the wolf slept curled up together in a badger's burrow they found when Jackie tripped over it. Beneath a blanket of brown leaves, Jackie thought about his mother, who never complained when he broke her favorite teacups or tore his new clothes. He thought about his father, who was never angry when Jackie knocked the board over in the middle of a game of checkers. He realized how worried his parents must be, and he grew even more determined to find his way back. Oh, this is so comfy. Comfy cozy. But after walking all day the next day, Jackie was still no closer to home. He decided to climb a tree in the hopes of sighting his village. But if he had been the sort of boy who could climb with ease, he would have looked over the mountains and seen the smoke steaming out of his own chimney. But Jackie was still himself, and when he tried to shimmy up a tree, his hand slipped on the smooth bark. He crashed onto a ledge of gray rock. He fell so hard that the rock trembled and quaked and then flew skyward. Ooh. As soon as Jackie was back on solid ground, Shadow ran to lick his face. Jackie was fine, but did he feel something very strange? He did feel something very strange. Something was tickling his palm. From between his fingers, a faint yellow light glowed. Slowly, carefully, Jackie opened his hand. A firefly rose into the air, past the trees, higher and higher, until it joined the cloud of thousands of its brothers and sisters. All winter long, the fireflies had been trapped beneath a rock. Jackie went to peer over the edge of the hole, and the light from inside was so blinding he had to squint. Much like me with this ring light. More and more the fireflies rose out of the earth. There were fireflies in Shadow's fur and in the pockets of Jackie's coat. There were fireflies above them and under them and on every side. Fireflies formed a single shining stream of light, following the same route they took every year. Through the Yellow Mountains, towards home. No. A little girl in the village was the first to see them. "They've come back!" she shouted when she saw the glow of yellow light. The grown-ups were so grumpy and cold they might have never paid attention. But all at once the snow began to melt, as it did every year on the night the fireflies returned. Ice thawed, grass turned green. New strawberries, which had been ripening under the snowdrifts, were already juicy and red. Jackie's mother stood where she was and blinked. A pup the color of moonlight trotted along the road that led out of the woods, and beside it strode a boy who was grinning and waving and tripping over his own feet. "It's Jackie!" his mother cried. And there he was, surrounded by winking globes of light. There were fireflies inside his shirt, and even in his boots glowed with light. Jackie had come back from the mountains with summer in his pockets. Every neighbor in the village called out Jackie's name. Everyone applauded and wanted to shake his hand. His mother and father ran to him and kissed him, and the mayor declared that Jackie had rescued them all. Yay! At last, the festival to celebrate the end of winter could be held. Up on the bandstand, Jackie was presented with the blue ribbon of courage, and the red ribbon of loyalty was tied around Shadow's neck. The boys and girls came to pet the pup who had followed Jackie home. If any of the grown-ups observed that Shadow looked like a wolf with moonlit fur and yellow eyes, they didn't mention it. No, they're happy families. And now, every winter, from November until May, the children continue to skate along the river. Some boys and girls spin and glide, some stumble and fall, but they all wave when they see Jackie and Shadow walking through the woods. Now nobody notices whether or not Jackie Healy trips over his own feet. In this village, nobody cares about that sort of thing anymore. The end. Aww. And just to recap, that was Fireflies, A Winter's Tale by Alice Hoffman. For those who don't know, that's of Practical Magic, the movie Alice Hoffman, that author. So definitely check it out if you haven't. I'm going to go cry now and then do the rest of my card pulls and get those typed up and sent off to my Ko-fi members. Yeah, thank you so much to everyone who popped in tonight. And in the future times, wibbly wobbly, timey wimey, I'm gonna download this and get that uploaded over onto my YouTube page. Yeah, I'm trying to get that up here shortly as well. And yeah, like I said, thank you so much. Oh, I did want, just in case, why is Casey suddenly reading stories? I have considered that's a thing I might start doing in this coming year, because, I mean, Lord knows we all need a little something. So, fairy tale story time, or fairy time story tell. I don't know. Had had things gone to plan, I would have been in fairy mode reading the story this evening and stuff. But as the cards reminded us, sometimes we just gotta see what's coming and adapt, and it's okay. So that's what we did. So yeah, happy solstice, everybody. I hope you had some time to check out the sunset and you still have plenty of time. You know, the earth is till I always try to remind people, you know, we get really caught up on these like calendar dates and astronomical or astrological sets of times and stuff, and it's okay not to be so hard on yourself and just go with the flow of what the season in your little corner of the world is telling you to do. So just want to throw that out there. So happy solstice. Thank you so much. I love you guys. Bye. Bye. Slappies. Okay. Bye. Do good. Be good. Be kind. Be courteous. Take care of yourselves and each other. Look for the helpers. All the things.